Hello, I'm Len, welcome to Thrifty Tones, and in this video I'm going to be refinishing my Ibanez RG 505 made in Japan guitar. Hope you enjoy. So we're going to be doing another crackle finish on this guitar. It's going to be pink and black like you've seen in the thumbnail. Really 1980s sort of style of finish. I've already had really good success on the channel doing other crackle finishes on my Jackson Performer 1996 model. Really love the finish I got on that one. And my LTD M10 guitar as well. So I feel like I've got crackle finishes in the bag now, so hopefully this is going to be another really good one. I'm not going to do anything on the headstock with this one. I've done a lot of matching headstock things, but I really love the logo on this, so I'm just going to leave it as is, and it's going to be mainly black on the body anyway, so it should match. I thought Crackle was a really good choice for this guitar as well because it's very beat up. I think it's had a Roland pickup in the past on it, so it's got loads of really huge finish dings on it, so Crackle should be perfect. So the first step was just doing a little bit of Bondo work, a little bit of car body filler. I really like this car body filler product for filling in holes on guitars because it's got a bit of plastic in it, so it doesn't sink like wood fillers do. So I actually prefer this product. Loads. So yeah, there was loads of Bondo work to be done. Loads of sanding back and then re-Bondoing as well, which I've sort of edited out of the video. Okay, so for the sanding process, I normally go down to about 320 grit. I find that gives you a really nice sort of basis for a respray, for a finish to attach to the original body. And with this crackle finish, I'm actually not going to use any primers or anything. I'm just going to use the sort of the base coat that Ibanez did as the primer. I think with Crackle you put so much paint on the body. I've said this before, a lot of the time you don't really need a primer. Your base coat is going to act as your primer coat anyway, so you don't really need it. So as you can see, I spent loads of time sanding. I've edited that out of the video because it's all very dull, but lots of Bondo, lots of re-sanding, going back and forth, cleaning it up, giving it a really good hoover before you're ready for your first coats. Okay, so the product I use for the base coat is called VHT Engine Enamel. Now, any engine enamel paint should work with Montana Crackle, but I've just had really good experiences with this product, so I think it just seems to have this really good chemical reaction with Crackle. So I start off the whole process by doing what I call this overnight coat. So this is basically 2 or 3 coats of paint, quite thin, which you leave for a minimum of 24 hours. I think I left mine for 3 days, and this just acts as a really good primer. Really, it acts as a base for the Crackle finishes. So sprayed this on, about 3 coats I think I did, and then I left it for 3 days before I did my sort of all the Crackle paint 3 days later. Okay, so 3 days after that, I go back and I'm spraying the engine enamel really thick. Now I do 4 coats of this, okay, with about 10 to 15 minutes in terms of dry times between them. I'll put all the drying times underneath and all the sort of instructions underneath on how to do this. So as you can see, I'm holding the guitar up because I'm putting very heavy layers of paint onto this instrument now. Really thick layers of paint. You've got to hold it upwards, otherwise you'll get lots of runoff. So 4 really thick coats like this. You can see just how much I'm spraying. And you want to leave about 10 to 15 minutes in between for drying times for those coats. So this is sort of towards the end of the base coat process. You can actually see a little bit of paint dripped off there. I'm putting so much paint on the body. You would never paint a body like this if you're using a different method. This is only what you do for Crackle. You want to put so much paint onto the body. Okay, so 10 to 15 minutes in between each coat. Do that 4 times and I've got a really thick layer of paint on there now. It's almost sagging off the guitar. It's really thick. The thicker the better. You'll get a bigger crackle if your paint is really thick on there. Okay, so 4 big coats of that with 10 to 15 minutes dry time in between. And just the last few remaining coats just on the back. Just make sure you've got all the areas it should be really thick, really shiny, and keep holding it up to the sky like I'm doing there so you don't get run off. You can see how thick it is there, it's really shiny. Okay, so 4 thick coats like this, and then we're on to the Crackle. So Montana Crackle is a brilliant product, just don't listen to the dry times it's got written on the instructions. So watch how thick I spray the Crackle here. It is really slow, really thick. Again, lifting the guitar up so it's facing the sky, and really thick Crackle coats now. Don't worry if you get any drips, don't worry if you get any runoff, keep going, because as the guitar crackles, as the paint crackles, it sometimes dries those up. So you will get runoff, you know, you'll have drips on the floor. Don't worry about it, keep going. Just make sure you get really thick coats on there. I mean, that is incredibly thick and shiny, that coat. And again, you can see on the side I've put it on really thick there. You will get drips, don't worry about it, keep going. You just got to keep on going. I change hands here, which is a good technique because then you can sort of get a bit more paint on the side. And then flip the guitar over and same again. Now, if you've got this right, the guitar will not start crackling for a good few minutes because the paint is so thick and you're having that chemical reaction. It won't actually start crackling for a bit, which means you've got it right. So it can be worrying sometimes because nothing's happening, but that's a good thing, right? That's a good thing. That means it's going to be quite big, thick crackle patterns. And then once you're finished with the Crackle paint, grab a heat gun really quickly, have it to hand like I did there, and then get the heat gun on. What this does is it gives it a really gnarly 80s pattern. If you don't use the heat gun, it becomes a bit more tiled in its appearance, but the heat gun gives it a really sort of wicked kind of look. Okay, so any sort of drips or any sort of lines coming off, you can often sort of dry those with the heat gun as well, and they'll just sort of fade into the finish. You can see there's a little bit of a line there just on the body contour. Don't worry about that, that'll all fade in. It looks great now. And there we go, the whole process just took me about an hour there. So 4 coats of that base coat, really thick, and then 1 really thick coat of Crackle, and 10 to 15 minutes dry time in between. Okay, and then to bring out the finish, you wait about 2 or 3 days, and then you can start applying your clear coat lacquer. I use 1K. I had to do it after work because the weather was really good, so that's why I wear a shirt and tie. You don't need to wear a shirt and tie to do Crackle finishes. But yeah, I did it after work. I should be wearing a mask here, but I'm not. And there you go. So just getting ready for wet sanding now. I'll show my wet sanding process in a different video to this. But yeah, there you go. So the guitar's got a good tin of clear coats on. I've got about 4 or 5 coats of clear on, and has dried for a week. And I just thought I'd do a quick mock-up of what the guitar will look like. So I put the pickguard back on, put the trem back on, and put the neck back on just lightly, just to see what it'll look like. And there you go. I'm so happy with the way that's come out. That looks absolutely amazing compared to what it was. So please do give a like to the video if you enjoyed the content. Please consider subscribing. Like I say, I'll do a clear coat video and show my wet sanding process because I get lots of questions about that. All the best, folks. Thanks for watching. Take care.